Quake has the grenade launcher. Mega Man has the Mega Buster. Tomb Raider has the pistols for the old game and the bow for the new one. Gears of War has the Lancer. It seems like, more often than not in shooty type games, there's one weapon that stands out as the main one. But I think what stands out most to me about the classic Doom was how little this was a problem. There's no one-size-fits-all machine gun, no sniper rifle that eliminates the whole challenge if you can find some distance. There's constant weapon switching, but never a feeling of safety. With each new weapon pickup, you're not just gaining power, you're adding to the complexity of the game. You're creating an unprecedented balance. I think the fundamentals of Doom's combat can be broken down into 5 questions. How far am I? Do I have room to move? How many enemies are there? What's the enemy's pain chance? And what's my ammo situation like? All weapons provide solutions to some of these questions, but none answer all of them. Let's just run by these questions one by one and provide a bit more nuance. Most shooters do pretty decently with this one, and most of what you'd expect is still true here. The fist and chainsaw only work in close range, the pistol's terrible in close range, and the super shotgun is bad at long range. However, every other weapon can effectively be used in both ranges, even the shotgun, despite that disobeying how real-life shotguns actually function. Normally, the solution to enemy distance is simply melee for melee range, shotgun for close range, machine gun for mid-range, sniper for long range, and rocket launcher for this is a boss range. But Doom has a bit more nuance. The chain gun and pistol are accurate in short bursts if precision is key. The shotgun and rocket launcher require less of that precision even at long range, but have a limited ammo cost. And the BFG lets you surprise a group of enemies from afar. Weapons have advantages, but are not specialized solely by range. This is pretty good is what I'm saying. Doom is a movement-based shooter, where dodging is probably more important than raw accuracy. While a rocket launcher can be great in close range due to its huge power and splash damage, the splash damage also extends to you. So naturally, it's a terrible choice of weapon if you can't maneuver. When you have wide open areas, circle strafing is hugely useful if your weapon shoots in a straight line, like the chain gun or the rocket launcher. But the same technique can make using the plasma gun tricky. You can also use a lack of space to your advantage. If you can't move, neither can your enemy. In this way, you can back into a corner and mow through pinky demons one by one with the chainsaw, or clear out an enclosed room instantly with the BFG in a way that you just couldn't if you had more space to work with. Plus, the rain of giblets all bunched together is pretty rewarding in and of itself. Doom does not have a cover system, so it needs to provide other means to address larger groups of enemies. If there are a lot of baddies, but they're far away, the rocket launcher's spread will serve you well. A BFG shot can clear out a whole room, but it can also take down a boss monster in 2 or 3 shots, so you may want to save it. An idea that survival horror would take from and use to its logical extreme with all weapons. If enemies are close, but not so close that you can't move, you'll want a rapid-fire weapon. Enter the chain gun and the plasma gun, both of which are ideal for clearing out large groups of enemies due to their sheer firing rate. The chain gun is more accurate, but it does less damage and is ineffective against most of the burly, individualized enemies thanks to their massive pools of health. You'd think the plasma gun would be a straight upgrade from the chain gun, but that's not always the case because of one simple, innovative feature. This is perhaps one of my favorite parts of Doom, and it saddens me to no end to see it all but abandoned by modern shooters. Every enemy in the game has a pain chance unique to that monster. causing them to flinch and be unable to act for a moment. Lost Souls will always writhe in pain from your attacks, but the Arc Vial has less than a 4% chance per shot. Because of this pain chance, rapid fire weapons have the unique niche of stunning certain enemies in place and preventing them from retaliating. This is why the chainsaw is effective even against the clawing demons, and why you can prevent weak enemies from hurting you with their instant hit scan shots. But it also adds another layer of depth to the combat, unique to each kind of enemy encounter. The Cacodemons Big Ugly Mug has a 50% pain chance, meaning that pumping it full of lead with the chain gun is a very viable strategy. The chain gun, I remind you, that would conventionally only be good for crowds of weak enemies thanks to its low power. This pain chance gives each weapon's firing rate its own unique advantage, totally separate from other shooters, to be used both strategically and in desperation. Of course, this still makes the plasma gun functionally, but not always, a better chain gun in a lot of situations. So why don't you just use that instead? Well... Oh! Lo, the holy grail of firepower. Thine eyes can but weep as they bear witness to the majesty. The BFG 9000. Your cause is just, your will is strong, and your gun has only 7 shots of ammo. Not only does this make shot management necessary, ammo carries over between stages, no automatic refills. And the BFG uses the same ammo supply as the somewhat more economic plasma rifle, which takes far better advantage of the pain chance system. Sure, you can find more ammo to pick up, but it's rare, so you'll want to ration plasma ammo for when you really need it. By the same token, the chain gun and the pistol share the same ammo, which gives the pistol its place not only as the first weapon to ditch once you get the shotgun, but as a less wasteful alternative for environmental interaction. By using the pistol to shoot barrels, flick switches, or take on weak enemies, you'll still have bullets left in the chamber instead of an empty chain gun barrel. In the original Doom, players gravitated toward the shotgun because it had unique ammo and was useful in a lot of situations. But Doom 2 fixed this brilliantly with its addition of the Super Shotgun. The Super Shotty doesn't just feel awesome to use, it trades its lower speed, poor range, and greater ammo usage for greater ammo efficiency, higher damage, and greater spread. Since both shotguns use the same ammo, they encourage experimentation, thoughtful usage, and add nuance to the tried and true point boomstick forward, pull trigger, everything die philosophy a shotgun provides. There's even more factors to consider, like the Lost Souls flight making them difficult to shoot with the plasma gun, or monster infighting, which can let you bait different monsters into fighting each other. But hopefully I've given you something to chew on here. Even ignoring the enemy's own behavior, there's a huge amount of depth that comes from the circumstances of combat that you don't get in a lot of modern shooters. Especially with cover systems, a lot of them feel more like shooting galleries than full-blown first-person shooters. And the best part of this is that it all comes completely naturally. It feels good to shoot the Cacodemon in its big dumb head. The subtle push forward from the chainsaw encourages you to rip through more meat. The Cyberdemon's rocket launcher taunts you to challenge him with one of your own. Even the lowly fist gets its chance to shine if you're out of ammo and don't have the chainsaw, or if you pick up a berserk power-up, or if you just want to be the awesome dude that punched the spider mastermind to death. Every weapon exists in harmony, all with their place, all working together to make you feel like the most destructive, demon-slaying badass that you know you are. And in that rain of blood and meat, you'll find how to design for balance.